Let's talk about how to overcome fear of failure when it comes to supersizing and growing your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And this is actually an excellent topic and one that normally we don't talk about, right? People don't talk about being afraid of anything, especially when it comes to starting a business, running a business, growing a business, and supersizing a business. We're supposed to be so gung-ho and charging forward and confident that we don't have to worry about any of these things. But guess what? All of us fear things and fear certain things. Fear of failure comes from a deep-seated aversion to disappointment, rejection, and the unknown. How many unknown things are there when it comes to growing and building and supersizing your business? Like almost infinite. How often do you have to face rejection and people saying no to you when it comes to building and growing and supersizing your business? How often are you disappointed that you plan something and you put it in place and you throw it out there and you get zero positive reactions from it? It's really disappointing. So those things are going to happen. So what are some ways that we build resiliency and everything else and all the other things we need? I'm going to share 6 things. And then, of course, I'm going to summarize it all up with my 7th and most favorite way of overcoming fear of anything, but especially fear of failure. Number 1, we need to embrace failure as a catalyst for change and challenges and growth, right? The only way we grow, we do well when we succeed, but we really grow and show the world what we're made of when we have a challenge or a setback or a failure or an obstacle that we have to, or a problem we have to solve, something we have to figure out. If we embrace failure as the stepping stone and the pathway to success, then we really don't have to be afraid of failure. Secondly, we want to cultivate a growth mindset. How do we go about doing that? We are open-minded. We are focusing on our strengths. We're doing things that lead to the next thing, which is we have to leverage the power of possibility thinking and of positive thinking. But I think one of my friends, Jennifer, is a coach, and she always talks about possibility. And I talk about infinite possibilities because so often we get ourselves in this little box where we think, I have to do this or I have to do that, or it's going to be the end of the world. I don't know if you do that, but some of us do that. And we just need to remind ourselves that really there are so many different ways to approach anything in our businesses that if we just be open-minded about it and flexible and let ourselves see all the options and opportunities out there, there's nothing to be afraid of. Thirdly, we want to, I guess I jumped into that, leverage a positive possibility, growth mindset, meaning infinite possibilities, continuous learning, and those things. Fourth, take calculated risks. Well, let's go back to positive thinking and possibility thinking for a minute. We want to make sure that we do things like focus on our strengths and reframe the way we're looking at something, right? A lot of times we're filtering something through our past experience. And just because it hasn't worked for us, if it's worked for someone else, we can borrow their frame and we can decide that it's going to work for us. Because if they figured it out, we're probably smart enough to figure it out too. And then finally, take calculated risks. And that means we're going to do things like our research, right? We're going to do our homework. We're not just going to jump into something because it sounds good or our gut says, oh, that sounds like a good idea. Or so-and-so is doing that with really good success. Let's copy and model that and do that too without even finding out, well, is it something that our customers would want? We want to talk to our customers, have data-driven decisions. We want to take calculated risks by doing our homework and research and not just jumping in with both feet. And our customers, again, I say this all the time. Our customers, the people that we're here to serve, will tell us everything we need to know to help and serve them if we just open our ears and we ask them and then listen to them. We can't just ask and not listen. We have to ask and listen. Next is build resilience in the face of challenges of adversity. How do you do that? You just don't quit. You decide no matter what, you're going to figure it out. It's why they tell you to burn the boats when you land on a new land so you don't have an opportunity to go backwards. Guess what? When you're building and supersizing your business, there are going to be times when you go backwards, and maybe backwards in profitability. Maybe you have a bad month. Maybe you put out a sales initiative or a new product offering and it falls flat on its face. You get like 2 people that buy it instead of the 2,000 that you projected. Well, are you going to quit and throw it in the towel and give up? No, you're going to figure out and tweak what didn't work or what is a better way to present that offer, and you're going to keep trying until you get it to succeed. That's what resilience is. It's just not giving up and not quitting. Next, seek support and mentorship. I will tell you, one of the best things that's ever happened to me in my corporate career as well as my business life is seeking out and modeling mentors and continually learning and growing and studying what works for other people, not copying it, but studying it and saying, okay, what pieces of that would work for me? A lot of people can take someone else's model and just implement it. I'm not one of those people. I take the model and I take bits and pieces from everything I learn and continue to learn. And then I apply what works for me and I test and tweak. I'm like my own massive science experiment, both my health as well as my businesses. And finally, I want to sum this all up with one thing. The biggest, best, fastest way to overcome fear of failure or fear of anything is to take action. If you know what you want, you know where you are, you know where you want to go, and you just start acting and moving in the direction of what you want. And, a lot of people say, act as if you're successful already. Well, guess what? You already are successful. Just think about all the things that you've already done in your life and the ways that you've succeeded. And I also do something. I keep a file or a folder. I call it my awesomeness file. Awesome things that happen, or positive feedback that people give me, or cards and letters and messages, things like that. So that when I have a little setback, I don't like to use the word failure very much. I think they're just stepping stones or lessons learned. When I have one of those and I might want to have a pity party about it, I just pull out that baby and I look at it, and within about 30 seconds, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do now? Because that obviously didn't work. And then I get excited about it, because when something doesn't work, that means that a lot of times I can just do the opposite and it will work. At least that's been my experience. So share in the comments below your favorite way to overcome fear of failure or fear of anything, because I think it's a great way to learn from one another. All right, have an awesome day. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow with another supersizing your business strategy or tip trick that can help you to grow and build and supersize your business. Have an amazing day.